You ready, bro? You ready, bro? You jacked up? You excited? You excited? You excited? We're on YouTube right now. We're on YouTube right now. Yeah. He doesn't know what YouTube is. It's Kevin, it's Banjo, and thank you for clicking on this video with Nadine. I had so much fun chatting with her. Before we get into the chat, I would like to ask for you to be so kind, Banjo. Do you want to do the honors or should I? I'll do it. If you could subscribe to our YouTube channel right here, it would mean a whole heck of a lot to us. We're trying to grow this thing. We're new to YouTube, somewhat new to YouTube. I'm trying to get around him. He's breathing in my face. And if you could like this video, that would be amazing. Watch till the end and actually let us know in the comments. We're gonna be pinning some of your comments. But if you watch till the end, let us know what your favorite part or maybe Nadine's answers were in the video. So without further ado, can I introduce the video? Thank you, Mr. Paul. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Okay, let me introduce the video, bro. The people are here to see Nadine. They're not here to see you paw me. Here it is, a very cool chat, an exclusive chat with none other than Nadine. I want to congratulate you on the new album, Wildest Dreams.
Thank
you dropped it on October 31st, which they told me is your birthday. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
you're a fellow Scorpio. I'm October 28th.
Are you a Scorpio? Oh, nice.
Absolutely, through and through.
Nice.
So
Scorpio.
do you believe in astrology? Like, are you a very passionate, intense Scorpio, as they say?
Yeah, I am. No, I really believe in zodiac signs. So every time I meet a person, like, that's one of the first things that I ask them, like, what's your zodiac sign? Because I know if we're gonna click or if we're just gonna, be in an awkward.
Right. Yeah. It's like when you meet somebody who has the same sign as your ex, you might be a little, ew, this might not work out.
Not really, but I do have a best friend who's born on the same day, October 31. And so, the both of us were like sisters. We always talk about astrology and all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Are you also into that or not really?
Short answer, yes. I love astrology, and I think I am a Scorpio to a T. Like, every time you read any about a Scorpio, I go, I'm guilty. Yeah. But I do think it's funny. Some people, they'll pick and choose, so they'll take like the positive attributes of their sign, but they're like, well, I'm not really that.
That's not really me.
You gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
So funny. Well, I was gonna ask you, though, at the risk of asking a silly question, do you guys celebrate Halloween on October 31st in the Philippines?
I do. Well, actually, yeah. A lot of people do. Usually it's just, going to the club or having like a private party at someone's house. It's usually just that, yeah. But everyone dresses up. Like, we really dress up.
What were you for Halloween like the past couple of years?
So this year I'm not sure if you're familiar with Josie Rizal from Tekken.
Oh yeah, the video game.
I was Josie Rizal this year. Last year I was Juliet from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
did you have the wings?
Yeah, I had the wings. And then one time I was him from Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. Oh, you got some good outfits.
One, yeah. And I was Rogue at some time. And then I was, not sure if you're a huge fan of Final Fantasy, but I was Lightning a couple of years back. So we really dress up. Like, we really take it seriously.
Are you a big gamer? You named a couple of video games there between Tekken and Final Fantasy.
I was. Well, I mean, I still play, but not so much.
Yeah.
Schedules and work and all that stuff. But if I have time, I mean, games, that's like a rabbit hole for me. Like, if I start playing games, like everything else, like I don't get to do anything else for the whole day.
Obviously, there's so much to talk about with the new album, and it's a visual album, and I don't want to steal. I have a bad habit of stealing fans' questions by asking questions. So I want to give credit where it's due, and I'll get straight to the fan questions here. The first one comes from @JadineX. How does it feel to be the first Filipino artist to ever release a visual album?
Really? I mean, am I really the first? Okay, so I wasn't really familiar. But no, it's great. I mean, no one's ever done something like this before in the Philippines. So I'm really honored, and a lot of people loved it. So yeah, I'm just really happy that people are raving about it. I mean, also, like, non-fans are also very happy to see the visual album, and they're also amazed. So yeah.
That's awesome. Were you at all inspired by, stateside, Beyonce really popularized the visual album? I think that's when I first learned who the term was. Were you inspired at all by Beyonce or anybody else?
It was actually like, Beyonce's thing, all that visual album and stuff. But I feel like the reason why we really wanted to do a visual album is because we wanted to explain the whole, like, tell a story to everyone else. And I haven't been on TV for a while because I used to act as well. So So I haven't been on TV for a while, so we thought of, doing a visual album as a treat for the fans. And I guess it's just, I love having, a visual guide with my music as well. So
Yeah, it came out beautiful. This next question comes from @WLJ Dindonesia. What can we expect from you and your music in 2021? Could there be a virtual concert maybe, or new music in general? Don't you love when you drop a project and you put so much work into it? And the first question the fans want to know is, when's the next project?
Next? Yeah.
I just gave you this project.
We just appreciate what we put out first before we think about the next steps. But I mean, definitely more music. I see myself being in the music industry for a very long time. Making more music, hopefully a virtual concert, but I don't really know how that's gonna work because it's so hard just setting up it's hard for us to set up like a podcast show and all that, and then we're still trying to get used to it. So hopefully a virtual concert. I've seen a lot of concerts lately and they're amazing, and performing is something that I really love doing, like performing on stage. So we'll see, but definitely more music next year and more environmental work.
That's awesome. That's awesome, balancing those two things, of course, using your platform for good. But I feel you on the virtual shows and how difficult they are, because I think fans might not understand. Visually, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and you can put a lot of production to make it look like a normal concert. But for you as the artist, the performer, it's like the furthest thing from a real show. Because you want the fans there, you want the energy.
You want the energy of all the people watching you, and you kind of want to see them,
Yeah.
Because I love it when before a performance, like I get really nervous because I know that a lot of people are watching me. But this time, if I do a virtual concert, it's gonna be just cameras, so it doesn't really feel the same. But I mean, I guess as long as the fans can watch me again perform on stage, I mean, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy times. This one comes from @Litol Maitza. I hope I said it somewhat right. What was the biggest struggle you faced while making the visual album?
Biggest struggle that we faced, I guess the the release date. Because our release date is on October 31st, and we started shooting, I think, in August, like mid-August, until mid-September. Yeah, we only had, I think, a month to do the pre-prod, and then less than a month to shoot it, and then less than a month to edit everything with CGI and all that. So it was really a tight schedule. I think if anything, that's the challenge in that. But shooting the music video, it was really fun. It didn't feel like I was working. I never felt tired. I never felt the need to complain about something. At some point I was in water, but I really love what I'm doing. So I didn't have any complaints, even if it was cold.
Yeah, you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
@that Nadine Glow, which song is your favorite off of the Wildest Dreams album?
It's so hard to answer that question. Everyone asks me that. I guess if I pick one, because it's like all of these songs are like representations of a memory or a situation, and it's like you have to pick one. So it's really tough to pick one from the album. I guess I would pick Save a Place. It's the most emotional and personal song in the album. Save a Place is about my brother who passed away a couple of years back. So yeah. I feel like my answer changes every time someone asks me that question.
Right. Well, because I'm sure all 6 songs are different sides of you and different aspects.
Exactly.
Of you. I feel like, from day to day, we're in touch with a little bit more with different aspects. You might have an up day, a down day,
Yeah,
totally.
That's why it's so hard to pick.
Yeah. @Purple Fire Angel, will you be creating music videos for any of your other songs, maybe Complicated Love or Seconds? And have you ever thought of directing your own music video?
We were actually planning to do music videos for all of the songs. So that's 12 songs. But then because of the deadline, we had to cut it in half. So hopefully, performance videos instead, not music videos, but definitely would love to direct music videos since I've done it before and it was really fun. I'm really on the visual side of things, so maybe in the future, we'll see. But performance videos, definitely, for the other songs.
That's awesome. and directing just adds a whole new layer of creativity. So I'm sure you love it.
Yeah, I'm really more on the visual side. So this is like the first time I've written anything my whole life. So I'm still new at this.
Do you think about the visuals like as you're working on the music side of it?
Always. I have to see something, or every time I listen to a beat, whatever it is that I imagine, I write about that, or whatever it is that I see. I close my eyes, and whatever it is I see, like a scene or like a place or whatever, or a person, I write about it. So I'm really visual.
I'm curious, some artists, they fall in love with music because their parents are playing it, or they hear a song on the radio and it's sort of it's a sonic based entry point. Other people, they'll see a music video or a scene in a movie, and that's what makes them fall in love with music. What was it for you? Was it your love of visuals? Does it come from, early music videos or films that you were a fan of as a kid?
I don't know. I guess I'm really just, because I would listen to music before and not, like the ones that don't have music videos, and I still appreciate them. I guess it's just that I did like photography before when I was younger. So I'm really more into the visual, and I feel like it's best if a song has a music video to pair with it, so you understand more and you get more of the story or more of what the artist is trying to say.
Yeah, and it just accentuates everything. It makes me think of, you were talking about your Halloween costume of Romeo and Juliet. I mean, that movie beautifully and brilliantly, incorporates music to further the story there. It's really great soundtrack. At Arlen Bum, what is your creative process like? They say it's a big question. But could you maybe describe like one creative process and how it goes?
Okay, I guess it really depends, because sometimes the beat comes first. So if that's the case, then I would get the beat and try to hum some melodies to it, and then eventually like think of a topic or whatever it is that I'm feeling, or the vibe that I'm getting from the beat, and then I write to it. Sometimes the lyrics come first, because I drive a lot, so my mind is always like floating. My mind is always like grinding when I'm driving, so I'm thinking about like 10 different things at a time. So sometimes I get to write songs while I'm driving, just random thoughts or like scenarios or situations. It really depends.
It's always different. At Minnie D Saint, what was the first song you wrote for the Wildest Dreams album?
The first song that I wrote for the album is Complicated Love. I think I started writing that August last year. So the story of that one, it has a backstory, and it's really interesting because I was watching TV, I was watching Breaking Bad, and then my producer comes in, and he starts showing us like some beats that he made, or like some samples that he has, like demos. And then he plays this one song, which is Complicated Love, which only had the beat and the hook. So when I heard it, I was like, yo, this song is really nice. Can you send it to me? I want to try writing to it. And then I was thinking of like a topic to write about. Like I was trying so hard to think of a topic, because complicated love, like there's so many things that you can write about. And I've never been in that situation my whole life. So I was like, trying to write it, and then I saw the TV. The TV was still on, still playing Breaking Bad. And Mr. White and his wife, they were both fighting, and then a light bulb just pop out, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna write about this. So Complicated Love is about Breaking Bad. It's about the situation of Mr. White and his wife.
That's incredible. Yeah. A song inspired by Walter White. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you have any other like favorite TV shows that the fans might find interesting?
Breaking Bad.
yeah, you're like Breaking Bad.
I'm such a fan of the two. Like I've never fangirled over anyone before, but every time, because I follow Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul on Instagram, so every time I see them post, it's like, oh my God, like hard, like fangirling. Yeah. I don't know. I just really love it.
No, it's a great show. Really cool. The next question, it comes from @Don'tTellMe Mel. What has been the biggest lesson that 2020 has taught you so far?
Because of quarantine, we had so much time on our hands, and we're just at home, not really doing anything. So I had a lot of time to think about just life in general and all these things that, that I kind of just tried to forget about. So yeah, I guess one of the things that I realized was, just to learn how to be kinder to myself and to just take my time, because I'm the kind of person who, like, if I want something or if I need something, I get it done right away. Or, sometimes I do something and I'm not so happy with how I did it. Like, I kind of beat myself up for that.
Right.
So really just be kinder to myself and take my time. There's really no rush. Like, we don't have a time limit or anything. So just,
Right.
yeah.
As a fellow Scorpio, I can attest to how important that kindness, the balance of kindness with ambition, right? Where
Yeah.
you have to, it's great to have dreams and aspirations, but
Yeah.
it's not all going to get done in a single day. And it's okay
Yeah.
to take a breather from time to
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
This one comes from @wolfie.z. Are there any stories that you can share behind the titles of your songs? Why don't you maybe choose one story from one song on the album?
I'd say natural is about what I just said, just taking time and accepting the unknown and being okay with it. Because I'm the kind of person who likes, um, I want to know everything. That song, like, I just wanted to kind of like tell everyone that, the unknown is okay. It's okay not to know everything. Just let it happen, and whatever it is that's gonna come your way, you're gonna be fine. Just
Yeah.
just flow with it.
Yeah. And also, and what you'll get from doing that is living more in the present. And I think that's where
Yeah.
real happiness is, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think happiness is in the past or in the future where so many of our thoughts
That's
our minds
also
today.
what I learned during quarantine. Because
Yeah.
I'm always thinking ahead. I'm always thinking about the future. Okay, next month this is what I'm gonna do. This, and then eventually I just get disappointed because it doesn't happen. So I beat myself up for that.
Yeah.
That's why now I'm always focused on the now and just living now, right now. Not
Yeah.
thinking about the past, not thinking about the future. Just live in the present.
Yeah, because I don't know if you ever go through this, but I'll see pictures of me doing, something exciting or something cool. And I'll go, wow, that's so cool. I'll see the picture and it'll land. And maybe, you think about some of your past work or past videos, you might do the same thing. And then you're like, well, wait, I should have enjoyed that more when that was happening. Like, I can enjoy it in this picture, but in that moment, you're thinking about the next thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm always like, every time I see photos, because I have a lot of Polaroids at home, so I love looking at them. Just when I'm not doing anything, I just look at all of them
Yeah.
and think to myself, like, where was I mentally during this time? Why
Right?
do I not remember anything from this day? It's always like that. And how I wish I just was in the moment and not, thinking about the future.
Yeah.
I'm always like that.
It's tough to do. Cool. This comes from @JDners. What has been the greatest accomplishment of your life?
Just the personal accomplishment would be that I'm not looking for validation from anyone else, because I was in showbiz and I was always looking for validation, like asking everyone, did I do good, how was it,
Right.
all that stuff. Or now it's more like, as long as I'm happy with what I did, and as long as I'm happy with what I'm doing and I'm not really hurting anyone, then I'm fine, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful. I should say it's an empowering moment when you sort of take external, like, the power away from people's external validation, because you have no control over it. It's such a variable that you could put your best foot forward, right? And you could do everything that you could possibly do, and then somebody doesn't like it, you think you're a failure.
That,
but
that has been my life for a very long time.
yeah,
Like, there are people like screaming in my ear, telling me to do this, do that. And if I do something that I like doing, I feel like it's a sin, or I feel like I'm making a mistake.
Right.
But now, like, I just do whatever I want to do.
yeah. Do you go through the thing where, like, you'll relax and you'll need it, you'll do something you want to do, or just, I don't know, and then at the end of the day you're like, oh, I wasted that whole day. Like, you'll get back into work mode. That's like what I'm projecting a little bit as a Scorpio, but
This is why I haven't been playing computer games, because that would happen.
right, where you have such a good time doing it, and then after, I could have done X, Y, Z.
I should have done this. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
That's
Constant struggle. All right, cool. This comes from at Solange Raw. Why did you name the album Wildest Dreams?
I named it Wildest Dreams because I dream a lot and I have really vivid dreams. So every time I wake up in the morning, I always remember my dreams. And I don't know, I really just believe that, dreams are kind of like messages from our higher selves, like telling us that, hey, you still got this, you don't forget about this. It's like, it's unearthing all of the issues or everything that we're afraid to acknowledge. Like every dream to me is a message, and I use them as, as a guide every day. And I guess mainly because of this one specific dream that I had back in 2017. When we decoded that dream, it was kind of saying that I should stop doubting myself, because it's one of the things that I've always done. Like ever since I can remember, I've always just doubted myself and, just scared of failing. So that's one of the messages in that dream. So I just thought of, naming it after that.
Aren't dreams just crazy? Like there's so many things in life where we just take it for granted because it's so normalized. But like we go to sleep every night and we go somewhere else, right? And it's like these things are like, where's that place, right? Like where do our dreams happen? I mean, it's really kind
like your unconscious mind telling you, hey, you still have this to deal with. Hey, you have to do this. Hey, this is what you're doing. It's like I take it like that.
Yeah. And sometimes dreams can be like so literal, and sometimes they can be very, figurative. It's kind of crazy. All right, this comes from Southern Delight and many other fans they know. Have you ever thought about writing a song in, is it Tagalog? Is that how I'm saying it right?
Tagalog. Right now I haven't thought of it yet, but maybe in the future, because I would love to write a song in Tagalog. Yeah, Tagalog.
I'm still saying it wrong. Yo, I'll let you repeat after you.
Log.
Ga.
Log.
It's not even
there.
that hard. All right. I just can't. All right, awesome.
You'll get it.
At @I_am_Nathan, are there any plans for new merch designs or a merch restock?
Stay tuned, because we just released our first batch of merch last week. And apparently all the hoodies and shorts are already sold out, so thank you guys. But yeah, it's crazy. Didn't expect people to buy the hoodies because, it's hot here. It's always hot here. So like for the hoodies to sell out first, it's like, we'll have another drop soon, but we'll keep you posted.
Does your love of the visual arts, that you carry over from music videos to merch, do you like getting involved with the merch?
Definitely. I mean, it's actually our creative director who designed the merch. So yeah, we really wanted to be, to be tied up with the whole aesthetic of the music video.
Yeah, just an immersive experience.
You can really tell that it's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool extension. At Halloween, if you had the chance to collaborate with any international artist, who would you choose and why?
Oh my God, that's a tough question, but I would go for Bjork.
Oh wow!
Not expect that at all. Yeah, I love Bjork.
Talk about great music videos. I mean, she has some amazing imagery with her music videos. That's really cool. Did you grow up like listening to Bjork, or how did you become a fan of Bjork?
My dad listens to like different kinds of music, so he would just play like random stuff all the time. So he has a lot of cassette tapes at home, so he would just play random songs, and then he would play Bjork. It's really interesting. The first Bjork song that I've ever heard was Army of Me, and it's kind of like rock. And seeing the music video is it's weird, but in a good way, and I like that.
At Love X Psyche, how are you feeling the day the album was released, since it was also your birthday?
I was feeling a lot of things on that day, because like the album was released the day before that, and then the visual album was released the next day, so there's so many things happening, and it's just that kind of day where you're like, oh my God, there's so many things, like I can't even focus on one. And like we were working as well. It was my birthday, but we were all still working. I was just really excited for everyone to see it, but at the same time, I've never done something like this before, And this is also the first time, I've written like on like an album. So I didn't really know how people would react, but I felt good about, the materials that I'm putting out. It's just that this is something new. This is a new path that I'm taking. So
Totally. Couple more questions here. At Kyron Kylie, do you have any advice for people who want to pursue singing as a career but are scared to?
take lessons. Take lessons. Like it doesn't matter if you can't. Like right now, you're still struggling with singing because I took lessons while working on the album, and it really helped me a lot. Because we can learn new things. We just have to keep practicing and keep learning it. I still want to take lessons. Actually, just been so busy. But yeah, just keep singing. Sing in the shower. Sing on like in the car. Sing in your room. It's really just getting used to it and practicing. That's what I realized, because before I was always so lazy to practice. I was always so lazy to just, sing. But now like I sing like every day in my car while I'm driving, in the bathroom, and like downstairs in the living room, just keep singing.
Yeah.
You get better at it eventually.
And just get those reps, It's like there's a great book. Basically, like it takes, I think, 10,000 hours to master
10,000 hours.
craft.
Yeah, to master something. Yeah.
Yes. So
I've heard of that.
yeah. So that's basically what we're saying, get your reps in and just keep working at it. At K Fine, if you had to pick a song off of the album to dedicate to your fans, which song would you choose and why?
I would choose Gray Skies, because Gray Skies, when I was writing that, I was imagining talking to myself and talking to, to whoever was listening. Because pretty much the message of Gray Skies is like, just be kind. Don't be afraid to show kindness to other people. And, that saying that there's always a rainbow after the rain. It is that gets in your way or a challenge, you can get through it. You just have to trust.
At Cheska Lustre, out of all your songs, what has left the biggest impact on you?
I would say Wildest Dreams, just because, it's a bit experimental and it's something new. I've never done like musically something like that, a song like that before. So, and it's very abstract the way I wrote it. Mm-hmm. It's very visual, but it's very abstract at the same time. So it's just different.
I think this is a great question maybe to end on. At I am number 01, right now, what are some of the things that you are grateful for?
Oh man, okay, here we go. Things that I'm grateful for, I guess one would be, like having a good support system. Because of the quarantine, everyone was just at home, locked in. It was kind of a very mentally stressing time where you're just at home, you don't really get to see your friends. Me, I kind of cling on to my friends for support. That has always been me before, but because of the quarantine, I learned to be self-sustaining. I was able to kind of just imagine like a picture of me like doing the, what do you call that, the falling, that's both me. So like I'm just thankful that I can fend for myself. Like I have a good support system, but now I can deal with all these things without, because I used to cry a lot before, like with the littlest things I would cry, but I'm learning to just suck it all in and just be okay with it and just accept it. Also, one of the things is that just accepting the unknown. I guess this is also a good lesson that I could share, because I used to plan like what I said earlier, but now everything is so uncertain. You can't really say what's gonna happen next. You can't really tell what's gonna happen next. So just being okay with things that you can't really control. That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned during the quarantine, and just accepting whatever it is that that happens. You just accept it, because maybe if if a door closes, maybe that door isn't for you. Maybe something else is gonna open, something better. Just accepting and being okay with it, with the unknown. Because I used to be a control freak, like hella. Now it's just like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, just leave it at that and just trust that everything is going to be okay, and not worry about it. Because I feel like the more you worry about it, the more it's gonna mess you up.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you're probably finding this right now where if you don't worry about it and you let things out of your control just be whatever they are,
Let it.
it'll probably wind up better,
Yeah.
than if you had planned every little.
Better things are coming for you. That's just all like what I tell myself all the time.
Definitely.
Doesn't go
Yeah.
if things don't go the way I planned it, then, I know better things are coming.
Right. Wildest
Yeah.
Dreams is just the beginning.
Yeah. It's just
Right?
beginning. So excited. Yeah.
Well, congratulations again, and thank you for taking so much time to
Thank
take the
you.
fan questions. I know they're going to go crazy.
Thank you so
with
much.
these
I had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, from Scorpio to Scorpio. This was great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you soon.
Nice. Thank you.
You never clap. You ever notice that? All these videos, you help me out on the intro, the outro, you watch the whole thing with us, you're here when we tape it, and you never clap. Interesting. Well, hopefully you're clapping. Hopefully you at least enjoyed the chat. I thought it was great. I thought I was so cool when we sat down and we're worlds away, and then behind her is a big mural of Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., who's a rapper from literally like 5 minutes that way in Brooklyn, New York. That was probably my favorite part, in addition to getting to know Nadine a little bit better. Us all being fellow Scorpios too was pretty cool. What was your favorite part? Do you want to say anything? No? You're just pawing again? What was your favorite part? Let us know in the comments. And again, it's awesome if you can subscribe to this channel, like the video, and I think that's it. Oh, that's right. Turn on notifications. Hit the bell. That rules too. We'll see you next time for another exclusive chat with one of your favorite artists.